Hi, my name's Amy King and I'm a speech language pathologist. Last month we talked about the early developing sounds. This month we're going to focus on the middle developing sounds. So the sounds that we're going to focus on this month are K as in kite, G as in go, T as in toad, F as in frog, and Y as in yellow. And just noted the middle developing sounds that we're going to talk about typically emerge for boys and girls between the ages of 2 and 4. So let's start with K and G. K and G are sister sounds, and they're called sister sounds because they're developed or produced the same way in the mouth with an open mouth posture and the tongue pulled back. I like these picture representations. They're actually from a program called the Linda Mood Phoneme Sequencing Program, but I've had these in my bag of tricks for years, and sometimes I like to just pull them out because it's a good picture representation for kiddos when trying to show them what to do. It may be a little hard to see, but in this picture the mouth posture is open and the tongue is pulled back far in the mouth towards the back, and then when we make the K and G sound we release some air. So some good strategies for kids, and what I have found to work the best for K is I call it the coughing sound. Coughing is a natural reflex or production that we produce as humans, and so it's easy for kids to kind of pick up on that. So I tend to put my hand on my throat or theirs just as a visual and a tactile cue for them to let them know it's produced in the throat. We open our mouth and we practice coughing and just turning our voice on. And I know it sounds funny, but you want to exaggerate that sound. You don't want to do it soft. You want to really exaggerate for them so that they can hear it. So again, you're going to practice coughing. Same thing for the G, hand on the throat, visual tactile cue, and the G, same thing. We kind of talk about, oh, I got something stuck in my throat. Let's get it out. And turning that throat on. If kids are having trouble getting the tongue back, one strategy that has worked well for me with my kids has been to give them a snack while working on this sound, like a goldfish or a Cheerio. And what I found, when they eat a snack, when we eat something, we chew it, and then our tongue naturally moves the food back towards the back of our throat in preparation to swallow. So what I found is if a child's eating like a goldfish or a Fruit Loop, their tongue's already moving the food backward, and so they're more easily able to retract their tongue for that production. So that's just a fun little strategy that you might want to try for K and G. For all of the sounds that we're going to talk about today, always model it for your child. Get down on floor level with them. Be silly and animated. Let them see your mouth. Talk about your mouth. Talk about your lips. Oh, look at my mouth. It's open. Show them your tongue. Show them what to do and see if they can imitate it. If they're having trouble imitating it, always have a mirror. Mirror is going to be a good friend when you're teaching speech sounds. Let them explore their mouth. Point out their lips. Point out their tongue and see if they can, try to do it with the mirror. So that's K and G and some strategies for K and G. The next sounds that we're going to talk about, the next sound is T, as in toad. And so here is a visual representation for T. Maybe a little hard to see from home, but basically the tongue tip is elevated to the ridge right behind your two front teeth. You lift that tongue tip up, touch that ridge, and then you release that air for the teeth, and that's the burst of air that you see there. Some strategies to work on tongue tip elevation if your child's having difficulty lifting that tongue tip up is first model it for them. If they're having trouble watching you, get in the mirror with them, let them explore their mouth. They may not be really aware of where certain things are in their mouth, and that's why you may want to pull some things out from home that most people have lying around. A toothbrush is super easy. Get in their mouth, tickle that ridge right behind the front teeth, let them see how it feels. Have them stick their tongue out, tickle the end of their tongue so that they feel what it is you're wanting to go up. So just an index finger or a toothbrush, just get in there and tickle it. Another thing to do if they're having trouble lifting their tongue up, put a little dab of peanut butter, pudding, yogurt, cream cheese. Just put a little dab right on that ridge behind their top front teeth and then tell them to use their tongue and go get it. And that's just a fun, edible way for them to work on lifting that tongue tip up. Another exercise that you can practice the tongue tip up at home is grab a Fruit Loop or a Cheerio. It's called the Cheerio hold or the Fruit Loop hold. Stick that Cheerio or Fruit Loop up on that ridge behind their top front teeth and get them to lift their tongue and hold it up there. Once they're good at lifting the tongue up, you're going to want them to try to pop the air and the T will come out. With all of the sounds we talk about today, you're going to start with a sound in isolation, and once they can do that and produce the sounds all by themselves, you're going to add a vowel to the end. So for T, you're going to start with T, Once they can get that, you're going to go to ta, to, ti, te. And once they can do the sound plus vowels, you're going to move to simple words. And that's with all the sounds we're talking about today. So that's T. Moving to F, I call this sound, and many people like to call this sound the lip biter sound, the lip biting sound. This is a picture representation of what F would look like. It's made by taking your top front teeth and biting your lower lip, and then that represents the air coming out. So you're going to bite your lower lip and then blow out. As with all the other sounds, get down with your child, be exaggerated, have fun, let them see in your mouth. If they're still having trouble imitating you, that's when you're going to go to the mirror. Let them look inside, touch their teeth, say, this is what I want you to move, touch their bottom lip. Incorporate many different ways to try to help them. If they're not getting it by just hearing it, then show them. If they're not getting it by just showing them, they may need you to touch them and help them feel where those places are. So that is the lip biter sound F. And the last sound that we're going to look at today, middle of developing sounds, is Y. And here's a good picture representation. Y is known as a glider or slider sound because when we produce the Y sound, our lips actually glide or slide from one position to another. So the best way to teach your child Y is to start with the E sound, and that, as you can see represented in this picture, E. And after the E, you're going to produce the sound, and that's more represented by the open mouth. If you blend E and you get ya. Blending those two sounds, E and gliding or sliding them together, produces the ya sound. So, as with all the other sounds, just have fun. Get down on the floor. Be silly. Kids love it when we're silly. Let them look in your mouth. Be silly with your tongue. Have fun. And then get in the mirror and let them explore their mouth. Below the video, we provided a couple of links for you to go and look at. If you feel your child is unable to move their tongue or move their lips, if you feel like there may be something structurally that they're unable to do to produce sounds, we really recommend that you go see a dentist just to make sure that everything in the oral cavity is developed adequately for speech production. If you feel like your child might be sensitive to things in the mouth, if they avoid food textures, they gag easily, or just are a bit defensive in their mouth, they may have some oral hyper or hyposensitivities, and so we provided a link down below with a little more information on that as well. The other link that we provided is just a speech sound acquisition chart, and it's a great chart that just lists all the speech sounds and what age that they are typically acquired by both boys and girls. We hope we provided you some great information. Here at Child Language and Developmental Speech, we have a great team of therapists that are here to answer questions and provide screenings, evaluations, and treatments in the home, school, or the clinic.